Got my eye on the prize so I don't do distractions. I'm coming back in.
Man, we back with another Michael Jordan video. Mike Jordan, man. If you ain't see the last Michael Jordan video, shout out Femi. But we gonna put that right here. Y'all go ahead and go watch that. But Nick Wright is lying about Michael Jordan again. I'm interested to see what he's lying about, man. I'm trying to see.
He's a huge Bron fan.
He is a huge Bron fan. So I mean, I'm trying to see what he gotta say. But first, I remembered this time. Yo, what it do? It's your boys Juice and Lou. We back here with another banger for y'all, another reaction. So without further ado, let's get into it.
So Nick Wright decided to put out his top 50 players in the last 50 years.
Oh, okay.
Oh, top 50.
Let's see this. Kareem ahead of Jordan. Wow.
Bron, point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward.
Nah, that's...
Dude. Oh my gosh.
He has him at 4 positions?
Top 50.
That's insane.
Top 50 of the last 50. Okay, so it's basically eliminating the 60s and some of the 70s.
Okay. Tim Duncan at 5. Tim over Kobe?
That's not like terrible. Like I can see the argument. Both got 5 rings.
Right.
I think
Duncan got more MVP, not MVPs, Finals MVPs, I believe.
he has more MVPs too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I see it. But I do got more MVPs.
Yeah, I think Kobe only has 1, if that.
Hakeem over Shaq.
Bird. Curry 10. Giannis all the way up to 14. Dirk. Your boy Wade.
I see Wade at 19. Luka at 20? Luka at 20? Over David Robinson?
Come on, bro. David Robinson. I thought you were going to say someone like, you know, like Luka over Kawhi.
Luka over Kawhi, that's crazy too.
Come on, I think Luka may be over David Robinson.
What?
David Robinson, I'm pretty sure he only got that 1 ring when Tim Duncan came in the league. Other than that, the Spurs really weren't winning with him. But he definitely put up numbers for sure.
Bro.
But I think Kawhi is kind of crazy. Luka over Kawhi.
Anthony Davis.
Kawhi being that low is kind of crazy.
32 is kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie. Kawhi is probably top 25. I'm taking Kawhi over Harden.
Yeah.
Taking Kawhi over Harden.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis over Dwight. Ooh. I don't.
Top 50.
Melo on the list. Shout out Melo.
Dang.
Yeah, no. Anthony Davis over Dwight is not it. It's not it. I'm sorry.
No Kyrie. No Dame.
Oh, no Kyrie? Oh, that's pretty wild. No Kyrie is pretty wild. Dang, I don't know. Let's go. Let's keep going.
And a lot of people got upset that Michael Jordan was number 3. But hey, man, can't really expect much else from Nick Wright. But he is going to explain himself, so let's hear him out.
You can make a legitimate argument for 3 guys as the GOAT. LeBron, MJ, and Kareem. So a guy who could be the best ever is going to be, on some people's list, the 3rd best ever. Why do I have Kareem ahead of Michael Jordan? He did so much more in the league. I've heard Kevin Wildes and others say, well, yeah, LeBron's 10 trips to the finals. If he had 6 rings with those 10 trips, then that would be more impressive than Jordan's 6 rings and 6 trips. Well, that's Kareem. 10 trips to the finals with 6 rings, and by the way, also 6 MVPs.
Okay, I'm going to say something, but I'm going to let him keep going because, bro, this is already off to a very, very shaky start. Jeez.
What about scoring, which is what Jordan did best? Well, Kareem had the most unstoppable shot in NBA history. He also set the record for most points in a career before I was born and holds it to this day. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was first or second team All-NBA 15 seasons. Michael Jordan did not play 15 complete seasons. What about as an old guy? Michael Jordan at 40 years old averaged 20 points per game for another 37-win Wizards. Kareem at 40 years old averaged 22 points per game in the finals. And at 41, in a game 6, had the final play of the game drawn for him, hit 2 free throws, forced a game 7, won another championship.
I'm going to stop right there because there's a lot of things that is definitely not proper context into this. He is purposefully omitting it just to try to make the case. Yes, is it true that Kareem has 6 championships and 10 trips? Absolutely. However, was he the best player in those 6 championships? Well, no. He only has 2 finals MVPs. And Nick Wright knows this. The difference between Michael and LeBron and everyone else is that they were able to stay the best player on their team and still compete at a high level. So when you sit here and hear Nick Wright try to tell people about, oh, well, Kareem, he did this thing when he was 40 years old. Yeah, what was he doing? What was he doing in those 6 championships? And that 6th ring, actually, let's go check it out. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar averaged a whopping 13 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, and a block, and shot 41% from the field. You have the ability to bring up all of these numbers when it comes to LeBron when he loses.
Dang.
You are the
Magic averaged 21 and 13. Jeez, with 2 steals. 6
numbers guy. You're the guy who introduced context, right? You're that guy. But then when it comes to Kareem, you're just blatantly going over rings, which is a ring culture that you have constantly been fighting against for basically your existence within a major media market. Oh, well, no, he won 6 rings just like Michael. Who cares about the context? He got 6 rings. No, bro, this 6th ring was mid. It was garbage. Bro, look at the last 3 years in the playoffs when Kareem was averaging 15 points, 5.5 rebounds, 2 steals, shooting below 50% from the field as a big. I get it. He's 39, 40, 41. But if he needed to play that long just to get the same amount of rings as Michael Jordan, and when he did so, these are the numbers he was posting up, you tell me what's more impressive. Yeah, for a 40-year-old, some of these numbers look solid. But the argument isn't for a 40-year-old who's the best, who's the greatest player of all time. It's just period. Who was the greatest player? And Kareem, at the tail end of his career, when he was still racking up these accomplishments that you believe make this a close conversation, bro, he wasn't putting up no numbers. He wasn't having that same type of impact. Stop it.
Year 2, by the way, Kareem won Finals MVP, League MVP, greatest season arguably ever, 66 wins. Michael was swept in round 1 and his team won 30 games. What about...
Once more, no context. to completely remove the fact that Michael Jordan was injured in his 2nd year and to sit there and say, oh, he got swept. Why are you purposely removing that context? That's very key information. And I'm pretty sure if we continue to watch his video and that year where Kareem was hurt and they missed the playoffs, I'm pretty sure you're going to slide that in there as well. When LeBron gets swept, you know the points, rebounds, the assists, you know how he scored, you know who was guarding him when he was scoring, you know all these numbers and facts. Michael, he got swept. He got swept. Who cares? He got swept.
What about pre-youth? And again, it's college and high school doesn't count here, but when it's this close, we're going to throw it in.
It's time for the biggest sale of the year on the Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number?
What? What are we doing right now? What are we doing? You are talking about we're about to gauge these players based off before they were even in the NBA? Bro, that's how you know you're reaching.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in high school was 79-2. Michael Jordan in high school was cut from his team.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Kareem.
I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh.
I must be better than Michael Jordan because in high school 1 year I averaged 2 points and he wasn't even on the team 1 year in high school. So I must be better than Jordan. Shoot.
Hey, you must be ranked all time against Jordan. Shoot. Ain't no way. We're talking top 50 all time. And we're talking about high school. We're talking about high school.
High school in the 60s, bro. At that, high school in the... Is it? Yeah, the 60s. Yeah, definitely high school in the 60s.
7.
When he's 7 foot in the 60s.
Who was he playing against in high school?
Exactly. Actually, he was probably playing good schools, but like still, he's 7 foot.
He's 7 foot.
Just dump the ball off in there. Give me the ball every possession. I'm dumping it out like this too. I do a spin move, spin layup.
Maybe.
What did he do when he was 10?
Player. No. That's
Yeah, just keep going. Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, just keep going, nigga. What did he do when he was 10? What did he do when he was 12? What did he do when he was 8? Just keep going. Why stop there? Keep going. Fuck it, right? Just keep going. What was he doing when he was 3 years old? Why stop? Nigga, this is the craziest reach I have ever seen in my life. Let me be clear. I don't think that it's absurd to say that Kareem is like the #1 greatest player of all time, right? If that is your GOAT, that's fine. It's just the inconsistencies that I see in a lot of people's arguments. So far, Nick Wright has been inconsistent because the way that I know and I've heard him, we've all heard him argue the difference between LeBron and MJ, a lot of those things are applicable to in favor of Michael Jordan over Kareem. But for whatever reason, it's conveniently not being brought up right now. But we'll see if it does. We'll see if it does.
You're wrong. You're flat out wrong. You're egregiously wrong. You're so wrong. From baby boomers to Generation X, Y, Z, Alpha, that's the new kids being born. They're all looking at this like, what? They're flummoxed. They're astounded. They're aghast.
I ain't gonna lie, this is why I can't watch shows like this. Like, there's an actual argument to why he's wrong, and instead of actually highlighting it, he's basically just saying, well, the overall consensus is this, so that's why you're wrong. Like, no, explain why he's wrong. You sitting here filibustering for like 2 minutes, really saying nothing, it puts on this perception that you actually don't have a quality argument.
No player, Nick, and you'll have to agree with this, has dominated the NBA like Michael Jordan has.
Bro, I hate when people just sit here and they use buzzwords. Oh, he was just so dominant. Oh my God, he's so dominant. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? The most entertaining, electrifying player. Like, y'all just sit here and say buzzwords that don't actually mean anything. What are you saying? Say something.
He wasn't winning. He only won it with Oscar and Magic. And then he missed the playoffs twice at the height of his powers. Yeah. Once in 1975 and 1976.
Yeah, once he broke his hand.
In those 2 years.
Oh my! It's almost seems like I knew they were gonna say it. I knew they were gonna say it. Yeah, he missed the playoffs one time because he broke his hand, which is true. But when he brought up the fact that Michael Jordan got swept and it didn't matter, he got swept. Nobody didn't sit here and say, well, yeah, Michael Jordan had a bad seeding because he missed basically the entire regular season and forced his way back in before the playoffs could start, and that's how they ended up with that horrible regular season. None of that, context did not matter then. Kareem, they matter. So longevity really does not hold that much weight for Nick Wright. He's just making this up and talking out of his ass right now.
Jordan raised his scoring by 3 points, his rebounds and his assists in the playoffs. Kareem actually dropped slightly in points, rebounds, and blocks in the playoffs, but essentially it was the same as his regular season.
That's because the playoff stuff
I
was
knew
unfair.
but he was
because Jordan wasn't good enough. Hold on. Jordan wasn't good enough at age 40 to get to the playoffs. Kareem's first 12 years in the playoffs averaged a tidy 30, 16, 4, and 3.
No, you can't. What? Your argument is longevity, and then what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Bro, your argument is longevity. You're gonna just conveniently cut out 8 years of Kareem's career to all of a sudden now adjust the argument. No, you would have to use those years. You would have to use them. FYI, even if Michael had made the playoffs in his Washington years and he was only averaging like 20 points in the postseason, bro, that would not have been enough for there to be as much as a drop as we've seen in Kareem's postseason career. Yeah. So no, but you conveniently saying, oh no, let's stop. That's because he played so long. Your whole argument is that he's been playing so long. That's been your whole argument this entire time. So you have to take the good with the bad. So don't sit here and say he played so long. He got 15 All-NBAs, 6 championships. You raise that up, but then you want to cut out. Oh no. If we look at the first 12 years, if that's the case, then cut the last 2 or 3 championships off of his resume as well, and you still don't have an argument.
Start sleeping at just the right temperature. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Visit sleepnumber.com to shop now.
Watch This, I can show you how to get the sweetest deals online when you shop from major retailers like Amazon and Target. You can drop prices off.
And when Kareem
Y'all know what to do. Y'all know.
was most dominant individually, Nick, guess what? I'm surprised you didn't know this as a historian. Half of the best players in the world, half of the best players in the world were in the ABA. No Dr. J, George Gervin.
This is the reason why it's hard to take Nick Wright serious. Because if you ever heard Nick Wright talk, there's this one fundamental argument that he has, and I actually agree with him. Because there's definitely parts of Michael Jordan's career that we need to discuss. But for whatever reason, we don't discuss it. And so Nick Wright brings this up all the time. Why do we only talk about Michael Jordan's career as if it was only like 6 years? Why do we only talk about the 3 years and the 2 3-piece 6 years? Why don't we talk about the years before that? Why is it like, and that's a very fair argument. But when it came to Kareem, there's an 8-year gap that Nick Wright just completely forgot about. He just so happens, oh man, I'm gonna go as far as to talk about Kareem when he's 38, 39, 40, 41. I'm also going to talk about Kareem when he first got in the league, the first 2 or 3 years of his career. I'm actually going to go as far as to talk about Kareem before he even was in the NBA. I'm willing to go that far to make the argument. But the 8 years in his prime, when he wasn't making the finals, some of these years were first, second round exits. Some of these years, like Chris Broussard said, he didn't even make the playoffs. Even if we were to remove the year in which he broke his hand, and that's why they didn't make the playoffs, there's a year where Kareem didn't even lead the team to a 500 record, and that's why they missed the playoffs. I know some people going to be in the comment section, it was because of division rules. Even if it's true, who cares? Why is a prime Kareem leading a team to a below 500 record? Why is that? That shouldn't be happening. He won 1 championship in the beginning of the 70s, with Oscar Robertson on your team. Granted, Oscar was not the same player that he once was before, but with Oscar. And then you didn't win again until Magic came. That's the truth. Somehow just escaped his mind, though. Somehow just escaped Nick Wright's mind. And this is why you can't take him serious. And not only within this 8 years, like Chris Broussard said, half of the most talented players in the world, in the country at bare minimum, they weren't even in the league. They were playing in the ABA. So you weren't even playing up against the best talent in the country. And you still couldn't dominate. But that 8-year gap in Kareem's career, from his last championship, to his first championship until the second one, before Magic Johnson came, it just escaped his mind. Oh man, I don't know how. Nick Wright definitely didn't bring any of that up. That just escaped his mind. 8 years. And that's that, bro. That's dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb, dog. You're just dumb. Okay, this is all right, let's be clear. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. The winner of the college basketball GOAT bracket is Michael. This is the dumbest thing. This is dumb. This is this is dumb. I think everybody with a brain who knows anything about college basketball would know that this is dumb. This is just dumb.
Jordan was voted a better college player than Kareem when Kareem was by 88 and 2 and was player of the year all 3 years, won national titles all 3 years. That may be wild. People are underrating Kareem. Is it possible, Wild?
Yes, it is true, but that doesn't mean that your arguments now become valid because of this idiotic rhetoric. But also, going back to what I said about Chris Broussard, like, this is the reason why we can't just go based off of what the masses say or the casuals say, because the casuals and the masses will also say something as dumb as this. So that's the reason why you can't do that. You actually have to argue a legitimate argument. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are in the comment section below. I love Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think he's a great player. Do I believe he has a GOAT case? Of course. But that's only if you heavily favor longevity. Outside of that, there's no real argument for Kareem being the GOAT, especially with LeBron rolling up on year 20 as well. Like, at that point, LeBron would just also have 20 years. So actually, I don't think there is actually an argument for Kareem being the GOAT. But y'all let me know in the comment section below. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the video on the screen.
So if he's a major LeBron fan, right, and he thinks LeBron's the GOAT, right, wouldn't all those arguments be over Bron too as well?
Well, no. Because, like, you brought up the era. I mean, Kareem, the 8 years he's talking about, he missed. Honestly, the 8 years too. The MVPs he won too was also during that weak era as well. So he's also taken out the MVPs essentially by not putting those 8 years in it as well. But back to what you said. I mean, Bron, he's been better than Kareem in his 20 seasons than Kareem has. Well, he hasn't played his 20th season yet, but he's. If we're talking about numbers, for sure. I mean, longevity numbers for sure. LeBron's numbers are way better than Kareem. And it's just facts. He's breaking almost every playoff record in terms of numbers. And as his career is getting worse, LeBron just got done averaging 30. Kareem in his 19th season, what is average? 15?
Yeah.
15 to 20? I mean, sheesh. That's tough. I mean, and also, like you brought up, Magic did carry a lot of load in the 80s when Kareem got older, but that's expected, though, you know, because he's 40. So you can't compare LeBron's age, because LeBron's aging like fine wine, obviously. So, I don't know why he tried the longevity thing with Kareem.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty crazy. So, all time is Kareem or Jordan? Jordan over Kareem? I'm just glad we're on the same page. But, hey.
And Bron over Kareem.
Yeah, Bron over Kareem. Yeah. Jordan and Bron over Kareem, for sure. But, hey, all respect to Kareem. We're not bashing him. But we're just saying, like, you know, just not on Jordan and Kareem level. Let's just say that.
And there's other players I got over him.
You got other players over Kareem? Who?
Kobe. Got Kobe over Kareem.
That's tough. So who's your top
Could
5
have
players?
Magic over Kareem.
Who's your top 5 players all time?
No order. Bron, Jordan, Kobe, Magic. 5th could be Kareem. But I got Bird.
5th all time? Well, not 5th all time, but like top 5 all time? Wow, okay.
Bird or, like I said, Kareem could be 5th. I mean, or in the top 5.
So Bird and
but
Kareem
I personally put Bird a little bit over Kareem.
Dang, that's tough, man. Hey, that's spicy. That may be a video come soon. I don't know. Who knows? But I think that's going to wrap up this video. Y'all let us know what you guys think down below. Who is better out of Jordan and Kareem? Let us know. We say Jordan. But, you know, there could be some old heads that think differently. If you do think differently, let us know why you think that. And until the next video, it's your boys Juice and Lou. And we out of here. Peace.